Lexie, especially after the Olympic break when it felt like you couldn't miss. I mean, what did this season, that stretch mean to you, especially after the first 2 years of your career?
I'm just really grateful that time finally came. I feel like the last, all 3 years, I've always worked really, really hard.
What exactly did Clark do to help Hall take center stage and win over the fans' hearts? Lexie Hall went from hardly touching a court to becoming a fan favorite almost overnight. But it wasn't just her girl who made it happen. Caitlin Clark's game-changing presence served as the catalyst for this change. Suddenly, she was shy, igniting the crowd, and playing with an almost magical confidence.
The WNBA, even season arcs just look different, and knowing that I was putting in the work, my teammates believed in me, my coaches believed in me, and it just wasn't the right time in the first half,
After a stellar college career, H found herself in a completely different world, where her playing time was limited, and her performance wasn't as strong as it had been during her rookie season. She averaged just 12.2 minutes on the court per game, which was a stark contrast to her college days when she was used to playing a pivotal role and scoring only 3.4 points per game on average. She was also having trouble finding her rhythm in a league where opportunities were few and competition was fierce. Her shooting was another challenge. She only managed a 30.7% field goal percentage, which was a terrible transition to the pros.
All right, then we'll finish up, Scott. Sorry.
Hi, Lexie. Was just curious, from your point of view, what was it like this year, not only to have the spike in attendance around you and your teammates, but also just to have the national, eyeballs and the attention around you and your teammates as well?
Particularly for someone like Hall, who was used to having an impact on every game. Just picture putting in the hours, going through rigorous training, and working nonstop only to watch the majority of the action from the sidelines. For her, this was a test of patience and resilience, and in situations like these, many athletes would easily lose hope for their abilities. But her resolve never faltered. She realized that even though she didn't have many minutes in the struggles on the court, there was always a chance for a breakthrough if she remained focused. This wasn't just about skill. It was about mental toughness, about preparing herself for the moment when her chance was finally going to come.
We got to work, we focused, and I think it really paid off in the end. And it just shows the grittiness of our group.
Matt, last one. Oh, sorry. All right, then we'll finish up, Scott. Sorry.
Hi, Lexie. Was just curious.
Social media made the problem even more difficult. In today's society, athletes are always under public scrutiny, and she wasn't an exception. Fans and commentators were quick to criticize her performance. She didn't let this noise distract her from her game, blocking out all the negativity and bees, and she kept working hard every practice, every training session, and every minute she spent on the court to improve her game and be prepared when the time came. Based on her limited minutes and low score, some kind of comment could be devastating for a young player trying to find her footing.
Yeah, just how did Lexie coming off the bench hitting 6 of 7 threes, how did that fire up
Chloe, that fired up everybody. That fired up everybody. Lexie Hall puts in the work.
When he faced Caitlin Clark on the Indiana of Fever for Hall, everything changed for her. Clark wasn't just a teammate. She was a game changer who changed the dynamics on the court right away and gave the team a new level of energy. Her presence and skill were felt almost immediately. Drew defenders diverted her focus from Hall and created opportunities that the Hall had previously observed. All of a sudden, there was breathing room, space to take shots, and time to shine. Almost immediately, Hall's role on the squad changed from one of a spectator to one of an active participant.
She sets that screen. She's putting herself in the right place so can Caitlin give her the ball, right? Like she's in the position, and now she is seeing ahead of her on who to make the next pass to, because everyone is now flooding the lane, trying to make sure AB is either going to...
Hall was given an unexpected advantage by Clark's ability to draw the attention of the defense. Picture having the defense focused on someone else for a change, leaving you open and prepared to capitalize on every play. This new setup gave her more shots, which increased her confidence and effectiveness. Game after game, her minutes started to increase, and her performance started to reflect the hard work she had been putting in. Before you knew it, she was making three-pointers, with ease hitting about 70% from beyond the arc, and changing her reputation from a bench warmer to a van favorite.
To do before because of the practice that we got.
Coach, the fan base has loved you from the first minute of the season. and they were selling out the arena when you were losing games, and now they're even more enthusiastic. You ready to move to Lucas Oil for some?
This change was particularly evident in a game against Seattle, where she was all over the court sinking shots and making plays with an ease and confidence that seemed to come out of nowhere. Fans who hadn't been paying much attention to her before were suddenly chanting her name and were thrilled by her explosive energy. It seemed as though she had changed completely overnight, and everything seemed to be attributed to Clark's influence. Her increased playing time wasn't just a result of her hard work. Rather, it was a testament to the opportunities that Clark's presence created. Hall's numbers increased, her confidence increased, and her position on the team solidified with each game.
Experience. She hit some big shots. She's very confident. I have a lot of confidence in her as a three-point shooter, which makes it, really hard when you can extend so many players.
Having a teammate like Clark who had faith in Lexie's ability offered her a significant psychological lift, and this belief went hand in hand with Hall's urge to improve a game. Method beyond merely offering words of support, Clark's actions on the court demonstrated that she trusted Hall to deliver, and that trust changed Hall's perspective. She no longer felt as though she was merely trying to figure out where she fit in. Instead, she began to play with a renewed sense of purpose and confidence, and her earlier nervousness about her performance subsided as she concentrated on seizing every chance.
Many players behind that three-point line. Also, just that low post defense from her, her presence, her size, just really came up big for us. Her ability to box out and make sure we get those rebounds was a huge contributor in this win tonight.
Hall's shooting stats provide an amazing account of this transformation. She went from having trouble staying consistent to hitting about 70% of three-pointers from beyond the arc during crucial periods of the season. This wasn't just a minor improvement, it was a breakthrough that captured everyone's attention, from fans to analysts. Her ability to hit those threes with such precision completely changed her role for the team. She was no longer a secondary player, but rather a dependable shooter that Clark could rely on in crucial situations. Van began to see her as someone who could be relied on to make big shots, and her popularity increased with each successful three-pointers.
Like they definitely deserve it, and I think they're starting to see how much potential this team has when we play the way we're supposed to. And honestly, I felt like
One of the main reasons for his success was Clark's ability to distribute the ball. In addition to passing the ball, Clark was skilled at positioning her teammates to lure in opponents and create space so they could get as close as possible to every play. Before becoming a vital component of Fever's offense, Clark gave her chances to gain traction. She was able to capitalize on the open shots that Clark's playmaking skills produced. This wasn't merely luck. Rather, it was the outcome of Clark's innate knowledge of the game and her recognition of Hall's potential. Each pass conveyed assurance, and each stroke Hall made strengthened that conviction. Hall rediscovered her rhythm thanks to Clark's special vision on the court, and she wasted no time in her new job.
Caitlin, we saw you tweeted that you're a Lexie Hall fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter really
she had?
quick to tweet that, or X. Yeah, so my account will solely be about Lexie if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio to Lexie Hall fan page, so yeah.
Reflects her proportion of shots. Rose's fan base witnessed her transformation firsthand and embraced the new Hall right away, realizing that she was no longer a player who struggled with few minutes, but was now an essential component of the team's offensive strategy. Each game and every successful shot cemented her place as a fan favorite, making her a standout player whose journey was both inspirational and impactful. The relationship between Clark and Hall went beyond words or statistics. It was a partnership that brought out the best in Hall, demonstrating how Clark's confidence could elevate an entire team.
Just run in transition, chuck it up there, and hope for the best. That's all I do.
James.
Lexie, when you're working towards something, you have a breakthrough moment like this, what did that feel like, and how did you, kind of just stay confident to kind of seize this moment?
I think just, trusting myself, trusting the work I put in.
This was a different girl. She was confident, focused, and playing with a level of energy that was contagious. Every single shot she took seemed to go in, and every play she made added to the building excitement in the arena. The game against Seattle became a defining moment for Lexie, one that marked her transformation from bench player to star. She displayed her full potential in that matchup, leaving fans on her feet and solidifying her place as a crucial part of the Fever for anybody watching.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really fun game. Like, these fans have just been crazy and so into it, and I feel like, especially with how we started the season, like, I feel like they definitely...
Fans in the crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. This was the same Hall who had been confined to the bench just the season before, struggling to find her place in the league. Now she was a center of attention, with a crowd chanting her name and cheering for every single point that she scored. That energy was electric, and y'all could feel the excitement rippled through the fans each time that she made a play. Her ability to perform under pressure and deliver in such a big way left the lasting impression, not just on the fans, but on her teammates and the coaches too. Her performance in the Seattle game was more than just a good night. It was a statement that she had arrived and was ready to take her place among the league's best. Her newfound confidence was visible in every moment. Unlike her early games, where she often appeared hesitant in this game, she was relaxed, smiling, and completely in control. Her shots were precise. Her passes were sharp, and her defense was relentless. It was like all of her previous struggles had just been. She'd replaced by a version of herself that was fully aware of her abilities and determined to make an impact. Watching her play, y'all couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at this transformation. She'd gone from a player unsure a role to one who commanded the court with grace and confidence.
Open ones in the game to knock them down. I think just trusting the process. It's been some tough games, not making those open ones, but just got to keep shooting. Trust the work that I put in.
It wasn't just a one-off performance. It was the result of all of her hard work, perseverance, and support from teammates like Clark. She had earned her place in the spotlight, and it was obvious that she was prepared to embrace it. That game cemented her status as a fan favorite and demonstrated that she had the skill and resiliency to succeed at the highest level. The friendship between Lexie and Caitlin added a whole new layer to their on-court chemistry. Their bond was not just a professional one. It was a genuine friendship that strengthened their performance together. The two became more than just teammates. They became each other's support system, providing encouragement, advice, and motivation both during and outside of games. This connection changed Hall's approach to basketball, inspiring her to play not only for herself, but also for her team, and more importantly, for a friend who believes in her without reservation. Clark was more than just an assistant. Court emphasizes that whenever Hall felt under pressure or doubted her ability, she provided her with constant support and encouragement, reminding her of her potential and guiding her through the difficulties. Clark was right there, boosting her confidence and pushing her to keep going. This friendship created a deep sense of trust between them, one that translated into seamless teamwork on the court. Hull knew that she could count on Clark, and that trust allowed her to play freely and fearlessly, knowing that she had a teammate who had her back no matter what. Their connection off the court made a difference in every game that they played together. Hall felt the freedom to take risks, knowing that even if she missed a shot, Claire would be there to lift her spirits. This level of support gave Hall a new sense of purpose. She wasn't just playing to prove herself anymore, she was playing to contribute to the team's success alongside a friend. This shift in focus helped Hall unlock a new level of performance, one that reflected her commitment to the team and her growing confidence in her abilities. So what's your thoughts on all this? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you next time.